Hey everybody, and welcome to another Age of Grogu. And today we're going to be doing a little unboxing of a figure that I picked up from Hot Toys Sideshow this past week. Being with all of the Thanksgiving Day sales and a few discount coupons and things like that I had, I was going to get a pretty decent deal on this particular figure. I have been eyeing this figure. It's been out for a little while, but it's been sitting on the shelf there at Sideshow. It's one of those one of those figures that is kind of like I've always loved the design of this particular figure. It all dates back to the classic trilogy. Hey, Lavelle, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in chat there. Yeah, it dates right back to 1983. This particular character in this particular costume, and is quite possibly one of my most favorite, um, probably costume designs in Return of the Jedi. It's one of those things that kind of sparked my imagination way back in the day. It felt very, very specific. Hey, Wrench, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in chat there. Yeah, it felt very specific to Jabba's palace, and with Return of the Jedi approaching 40th anniversary in 2 years' time, I'm expecting that there is going to be a lot of Return of the Jedi based products, especially from Hot Toys, being released in the next couple of years to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Jedi. And I do happen to own a 12-inch scale Jabba the Hutt from well, I think it was about 10 or 11 years ago when the figure first came out, maybe longer. Hey, Anthony from YouTube fan, how's it going, man? Glad you could join us here. Yeah, 40 years old for Return of the Jedi in 1980 in 2 years' time from now. So my big thing is that I kind of eventually down the track want to really do a massive design build of Jabba's palace. And of course, with everything going on with Book of Boba and all that sort of stuff, I figured I really wanted to get this particular figure. The particular figure that I did get, in fact, is Lando Calrissian in the Skiff Guard uniform from Return of the Jedi. Unfortunately, not a huge seller, but still, as I said, one of my most favorite designs that I thoroughly enjoyed from the costume elements of Return of the Jedi. There was so many things so many looks in the designs that were there in Jabba's palace, but this one always was one of those things, even from the original action figure that I bought all those years ago, was just something that just I loved. I just love this figure. I love that they gave Lando the ability of looking different than his Tatooine from his Cloud City fatigue, stuff like that. And Jedi, they really kind of edged up Lando quite a bit. So I'm going to do this very slight little trim cut right here. I'm always afraid I'm going to go too deep into it and damage the top of the box when I do this sort of thing. This is actually my front room, my apartment wrench. I'm kind of like a big fan of other movie things as well. How to Train Your Dragon, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, plenty of books, that sort of stuff. Here it is. Let me get this out of the plastic, and it'll be easier to see. And again, oh wow, this is a bit. Where's that sticky point? Where's the entrance there? Okay, there we go. Yeah, this is just my front living room in my apartment. So it's kind of like I like to keep all my good books out here. Here we are. This is it. Let's see if we can get that reflection off there. This is the box for the Lando Calrissian 12-inch hot toy figure. It's not a deluxe figure. There was nothing much else to go with Lando except for his basic garbs and stuff like that. Yes, I do mean the living room. Yes. But that's kind of cool. That's awesome. I like the boxes. Hot Toys do the best boxes. Lando Calrissian Skiff Guard version 6th scale figure. I'm going to put this over here. And as usual, they do a really nice inner box detail. This is like a little, I don't know even know what you'd call it. It's just a sleeve that is in the front there. Taking this off carefully over there. Hey, Levi, how's it going, buddy? And anybody out there who has not followed All New Nerds, we've got Levi Bond in chat. Please go check them out. They're awesome. They are this close to reaching 1,000 subscribers. Go help them out. Go check them out. They're awesome. And Levi, I believe, is going to be doing his own unboxing in the coming weeks, I hope. So yes, this is again, it's kind of hard. I'm going to get this plastic casing off. Lando Calrissian in Skiff Guard. You know what? I do agree. That's one of the weird things, Wrench, about this figure. The helmet is really goofy on this figure, but it's so Jabba's palace. I love it. I completely, absolutely love this figure. It's just one of those things. Yes, I cannot wait to see Levi do the unboxing. So here we are in his little stationary form. This is Lando Calrissian in the Skiff Guard. Of course, we see this uniform pop up in Solo as a brief gag gimmick. And I thought that was kind of cool, just to show that Lando's got all these different clothing pieces for all different occasions. I'm going to pull out his this is so beautiful. So I actually have here, I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes time. I did pick up the original Kenner 12-inch figure that I believe came out in 2003. And it was, again, it was one of, like, the moment I found this figure was coming out, it was just one of those ones that I really had to get. But there are definitely some problems with the old Kenner toy figures of the 12-inch dolls. And the reality was that oh, wow. Oh, this is so cool. I need to take a second. The original figures actually, over the course of time, the clothing stretched and the fabric and the back, everything stretched, and it was hard to keep track. This is the helmet. It actually comes as a full headpiece. You can't take the hat, the actual head off, but you can see, let me see that, Lando's head and face in there, and it's designed to simply pop off. So I'm going to pop off Lando's head here. Yeah, that he's about to do much. Yeah, I know. It's like the detail on these figures is just absolutely gorgeous. All right, come on, and we go. This is really strange. It's got like a really stretchy neck, this one. So here we go here. Lando with his skiff. Oop, there we go. Let me see. All right, so Anthony, YouTube fan. Okay, how appropriate is it to let's see. Okay, how appropriate is to see this released, considering the fact that the tale is a month book about. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's it. It's like, I've, again, this figure only just recently been released, but it doesn't sell. I mean, Lando Calrissian does not sell well. Even back in the day, Lando Calrissian was always the last figure on the shelf. But I hope we see this entire costume pop up again in the future. Again, I love it. I love it so much. We've also got a blaster. So he's got a little blaster sidearm there, which is cool. Always interpret, yeah. So Lever's got there on the topic of the armor. I always interpreted it as Beckett bought it from the. Interesting. I hadn't thought about that. I always felt that it was like one of Lando's pieces of clothing. How interesting. Maybe he did. You know what? There is nothing to define one way or the other, unless we see it in the moment that Kira is going through the clothing rack. I don't recall. I have to go back and check and see. She's going through all of Lando's clothings, and I actually will have to go check that out now. I've got a feeling it was sitting there in part of the costume garb, But if it isn't, then and Beckett was the one who left it there, that's also pretty cool too. Oh, okay. So he's got the black duffel bag. Oh, interesting. So he probably did have that. So in other words, it literally got left behind on the Millennium Falcon. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look at that again. Actually, Levi, that's kind of cool. Um, Lando is the Donatello of the Star Wars universe. Yeah. Um, so at this point, let me see. There is. Oh, here we are. Here's the rest of it. There is other things. He's got different versions of different hands and bases. Right now, he's got his kind of like clenched fists showing right now. So I'm kind of like, I need to kind of pop those out. They're a little bit weird. I want to put his blaster in one hand, and you definitely want to put his force pike in the other hand for sure. As I attempt to, wait, is this sitting there? As I attempt to get this open, yeah. So I will be. I'm hoping over the course of the next few years, I'm going to be able to start to afford some Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary. Not that I know what they're doing at Sideshow, whether they're going to be releasing more on the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, but as that starts to happen, if they start doing some Jabba's Palace things and pieces, I'm definitely going to get that. I mean, I do have Jabba the Hutt from a few years ago, and yeah, the Toothless Dragon up there. It's a statue. It's heavy as hell, but it's such a beautiful little statue. I saw that and I was like, I normally wasn't going to buy anything outside of Star Wars that was that expensive, but I love the How to Train Your Dragons films, and I purely just wanted to have that statue. It was such a beautiful piece. I can't remember exactly who did it, but they sold it through Sideshow. All right, let's put this on here. So just putting in his little hands here, changing them over. Let me get this out. So yeah, the one other thing, let me pop this in. Oops, there we go. Yeah, it's a majestic statue. Actually, I'll pull the camera off in a few minutes at the end there, and put it. So okay, Lando, we're gonna give him his gotta give him his staff. I'm gonna see if I can hold it there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take some time to pose this figure. Good. Oh, damn! I just lost a hand. Alrighty, let's put that back in there. Sometimes it takes a bit of fiddling around, but these figures definitely you don't want to push too hard, otherwise you risk actually damaging some of the parts. So I always take my time when trying to balance this stuff out. Let's get this in here like that. And again, I'm going to definitely pose this figure a lot better later on. But Lando, no, didn't work. Yep, I'm terrible at like balancing the posing action. Actually, he's got a little bit of a tough arm there to get into place. Sometimes the armor and the clothing on these figures does get in the way of um, trying to pose something, but it also kind of gives you a better respect for the actor who is actually in the costume, uh, trying to move around. Oh God, I love this figure so much. I love the costume design on this figure. So I do have something I want to show you. Um, I've got my original one here from the Hasbro line, and I'll show you the differences. One, this helmet is huge. It's like a massive samurai helmet. It's kind of crazy. I will. Yes, I will wrench. I'll do it definitely after for sure. Yeah, if you have a look at this figure in comparison, um, again, back in the day, this is the Sideshow, this is the Hasbro. Sorry, oh, actually, the Kenner figure. It was still Kenner at the time. The size of the helmets are definitely very different. Um, but then again, the Sideshow helmet is not designed to pop off where the the Kenner figure, in fact, was. So they made it definitely bigger than it should have been. The big problem with the Kenner figures was that all of the elastic bands started to stretch just naturally over the course of time, and it's yet to see how determined how how the sideshow will last up to 20 years. This is nearly a 20-year-old figure, so it alone is is it's been standing there on display. But the other thing is that a lot of the plastic on the old figures just keeps on melting. A lot of my battle droids, so the 12-inch battle droids, their legs have just collapsed underneath them. They no longer stand. It's just pure just old plastics, old models, that sort of stuff. So that's my original Lando. I'm going to put him back over here for now. I'm going to have to retire that Lando because I'm going to want to put this guy into my Jabba's palace sequence. Yeah. Let's see. What else is there? That's it. It's got the headpiece. It's got a few different hands. It's got a base to stand on. Again, he doesn't come with a lot. I'm going to put the blaster in his sidearm. Oops, in his little pocket over here. I have his blaster there. And really, I mean, at this point, he is all set for going into my Jabba's palace sequence. And one day I'm going to actually upgrade my Jabba's palace scene. So yeah. And bad. What's that? The he can't be as bad as plastic that burnt. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Plastic powder, yeah. But anyway, guys, that is my unboxing. I am going to pull this up just for a second. If you are interested in having a look there, this is my toothless statue, and it is that's a cool one that I've got there. But I've also got other ones like Skeletor and some of the He-Man ones. I've got Grogu there. Got some of my books, Star Wars books, and other cool things. More Masters of the Universe. A bit of Thundercats up there from. Yeah, so that's kind of like my collection. I've got a couple of really old, some of the really cool books too down there too. Sorry, anyway, I'm going to show those off sometime other time. All right, guys. Yeah, that's about it. And I am coming to you live and about to go off with Lando Calrissian, Hot Show Side Toys, Hot Show. Well, I just messed that one up. Hot Toys Sideshow 12-inch figure of Lando Calrissian Skiff Guard. And thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. And I will catch you all later. Thank you.